All right, we'll give everyone a minute to join before we get started. Um, so since this is called the SIP, I don't know if you guys have seen the SIP, but I usually have nothing to drink. I have an empty coffee mug or empty something. So TMC and Ashland hooked me up today and sent me uh, I don't know if it's called a refresher or an energizer. It's an Island Bliss tea.
Nice.
So
Island Bliss. I am rocking the Mortgage Advisory Partner coffee cup today. My good friend Brian Hale was kind enough to send me about 60 pounds of swag. I'm guessing his wife wanted it out of the house. I don't know for sure. But since he sent it to me, I'm rocking that today. And there is something in it. I won't tell you what.
I as
all
well.
right.
I am sipping also, Jody. I wanted to keep track of everything. So, and then on the back is me without my beard. So
Ah, nice.
that's when I was young as Jeff.
In a pinch, I can always promote Total Expert because I've got about 2,000 of these
I could use one,
variations.
Jeff. Send someone over.
Yeah,
Different
yeah, send
variations.
that over.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. We'll go ahead and get started. So, welcome everyone to the SIP, a space where conversation fuels connection, collaboration, and drives innovation, and industry leaders come together to tackle challenges. Just like catching up over coffee or an island bliss, as I am today, the SIP is all about meaningful discussions that move us forward. At the Mortgage Collaborative, we're committed to fostering forward-thinking environment where our members thrive, grow, and make lasting impacts. Today, we're here to share insights and real world case studies and strategies that highlight the power of working together. A big thank you for all of you taking your time out of your day to join us. Welcome to today's show, proudly sponsored by InGenius, an industry leader in data and market intelligence. And we're joined by Jeff Walton, the CEO and co-founder of InGenius, and Fobby Naghmi, the SVP at AnnieMac. So welcome to you both.
Thank you very much.
So everybody grab your cup of coffee, settle in, and let's get right to it. So Jeff, InGenius has built a strong reputation for a highly accurate mortgage data provider, thanks to its powerful suite of market intelligence tools. Let's kick things off with the big picture and what is InGenius all about, and what are the key challenges that you're solving for the industry?
Right. At a very high level, really what we looked to do with InGenius is to create transparency in the marketplace, right? Complete transparency, but it had to be accurate transparency so that it was valuable. And that was our North Star. So it's really beneficial to all parties. A loan officer has accurate data on realtors. It's extremely important. A mortgage company has accurate data on that loan officer. It's extremely important. Using dynamic filters, they can find those originators, and originators can find those realtors that match the strengths of what they offer, right? So it narrows it down so that it's easier to recruit and also easier to retain, and it creates a good fit. That all comes from transparency through data. And deed data, which is widely used, we use 21 different sources. Deed data is incredibly messy. And so there's a lot of work that goes in to making it accurate. It's not easy.
Yeah, and it takes a lot of data resources aggregated together to ensure that accuracy.
Correct.
Bobby, I've known a number of the folks at AnnieMac for many years, actually through the Mortgage Collaborative, and this is the first time that you and I are connecting directly. So I'm excited to learn more. Can you start by sharing your role at AnnieMac and painting a quick picture of the company's mission and footprint?
Sure. So as you mentioned, I'm the senior vice president, and we joined AnnieMac a few years back, and we were part of Family First funding, and I had my own DBA as Homecomings, which is now a team at AnnieMac, right? And so our footprint really is the Mid-Atlantic all the way out to Texas as a team. Obviously, AnnieMac has a larger footprint. We're nationwide. I'm hoping that they move me out to the Hawaii location really soon and make me regional out there. I have to take that. Quite honestly, I mean, it's interesting you use the word company's mission because that's such a powerful statement, right? When we talk about that very loosely, but about a year ago, we really focused in on this quote. It's called "Bid to Win," And we really kind of moved and realigned a lot of our product offerings more to, so the consumer, when they're bidding on any kind of home, they're winning. We're placing them in a position to win. So we have our Cash to Keys program, which is really just a whole platform. And it took me, believe it or not, Jody, about 6 to 8 months to really figure out that it was really not a mortgage platform. It was actually a new way to buy houses, and we happened to be a mortgage company who was actually offering this. So it was really, and once that light turned on, I began to understand the program a whole lot better. But yeah, our mission really is for our clients to bid less on properties and win more effectively.
Yep. And you've been instrumental in creating a platform called Simple that's gained traction. And for the audience, that's capital S, capital I, capital M, capital P, capital L. There is no E. Can you walk us through the origin of the story and the problems that you're looking to solve and how Simple made life easier for your branch managers?
Yeah, so really Simple started about 5 years ago because I was just so frustrated as a recruiting manager who also had producing managers who were also recruiting, right? And there was never enough time to recruit. So I called this the three-legged stool of a producing branch manager, right? Your own production, supporting your own loan officers and creating brand awareness, right? And then recruiting on top of that. And one of those three stools, one of those legs gets neglected and the whole stool falls apart. 9 out of 10 times it was always the recruiting piece. And so really what we were trying to solve is how do I get myself and my managers to recruit more effectively and more efficiently? And that's literally where the frustration turned into how do I solve this? And so there's many prototypes, there was many false starts, there was a lot of things that my co-developer John Perry also did with me to bring Simple to life. We're so excited that it's finally here, that the moment's arrived, that we feel good about letting the public kind of see what we've been working on, because I do think it's going to make producing managers' life in this recruiting aspect, it's going to connect a lot of dots for a lot of people. And when they start working on it, they'll see how those dots get connected.
And simple just means it's making the branch manager's life simple, correct? It's not an acronym, because we do love acronyms in the mortgage industry.
Okay, so here's the truth, Jody. I will not lie to you. It does mean something, and I keep forgetting what it stands for. That's the honest truth.
Well, let's keep
definitely
it simple.
it doesn't mean smart I am, because that's clearly not what it stands for.
Funny.
That is awesome. Jeff, InGenius presents market data in some really innovative, dynamic ways. So let's dig into the loan officer database builder. What is it? How does it work? Tell us all about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we can go back to January of 19 and we can rebuild the database of a particular loan officer, no matter where they've been, and it rebuilds it down to loan level data. So the borrower, the address, the loan amount, the product. I mean, it's very granular in terms of doing that. And then we can match and append contact data to update that. And because the data at the loan level is as accurate as it is, the contact data then is more accurate than you normally would be. And it's kind of its own flywheel in terms of generating accurate data with accurate contact data. So if you can imagine you're on the phone with a loan originator that you're trying to recruit, and you say, hey, I just sent you an email, open it up. And they open it up, they go, what's all this? That's every loan you've done since January of 19. And when you walk through the door, it's going to be in our CRM, and we're going to be marketing to your individual contacts and realtors. It's a very powerful way. And then the bonus, of course, on top is that nobody gets sued because it's all public facing data. I don't know which is better, but certainly
You're reading my mind. That's the
not
smile on
getting
my
sued is
face.
kind of a big deal. But then also what we're going to do is attach listing alerts to your tagged realtors that you're doing business with or hoping to do business with. And then also listing alerts for individual contacts that you have for all of those people that you've done loans before. So it's going to be very powerful in that respect. And we're coming out with 2.0 InGenius next month. The realtor tag should be available at that time, and then 2.1 is going to be within a few months for all of your contacts on listing alerts, which is important. It's up funnel. They just listed. They're probably buying somewhere. They may not have gotten a mortgage yet, right? Boom, you're in there, and you've dealt with them before, so it's very powerful.
Yeah, that is great. And I did have that grin on my face because most people know that I'm a recovering lender and I have been sued and I've worked for organizations who have sued, claiming that the loan officers took proprietary information and took the clients. So that is amazing. For everyone that's listening, if you attend conference, we have $100,000 hour, and I think that fits right into that because one of the ways you can save $100,000 is if we aren't able to sue each other over people exiting. So great money save right there. I recently tuned into a podcast that featured Dustin Block at APM. We actually worked together a while back. I'll tell you the story in Boston over a beverage. And we talked about integrating their borrower database with InGenius and Total Expert and the results. Data that truly is actionable for the loan officer. Fobby, you're now collaborating with InGenius. You've shared some of the story behind Simple, but how does the partnership play out, and where do the two platforms, how do they complement each other?
Yeah, well, it's like peanut butter and chocolate, it's perfect. That's a great combination. That's how I kind of look at it. We looked at multiple data sources, Jody. So over the 5 years that this has been coming around, and when John Perry introduced me to InGenius's data, so Jeff, I'm going to share something that you probably don't even know, right? We were literally taking data from InGenius and putting it into Simple, right? And hoping that nobody at InGenius would connect the dots what we were doing. And so what we were trying to do was try to figure out who had the cleanest data. Because we're texting on Simple, we're doing voice calls, we're sending emails. You're able to connect with them on Facebook or LinkedIn. So it's all on one platform, Jody. So having the right data is just it's priceless, right? I mean, when you really think about it, because before as a recruiter, I'm going around chasing all this data down. Like I get Jody Hall's name, then I find out where she works, then I find out your phone number, then I want to find out your cell phone number, and then all that stuff takes so many steps. And by the time the other day gets done, I have maybe 15 or 20 people that I can now tomorrow start making phone calls and take action items. With our partnership now, it's going to be even more robust because the data will instantly be there, provided that you're a partnership with InGenius, right? So Simple will be part of the integration, so you can take that data and take actions with it immediately. And I think that is where everything is going to be. I don't know what the right word is, but it just gets exponential at that point.
Yeah. Well, when we talk about, if you want someone to do something, you have to do it for them. And the more steps that someone has to take in a process, it's just human nature to at some point be like, I'm just overwhelmed with the number of steps.
And the other thing, Jody, is also when you really think about it, like there's so much data out there, right? And what are we doing with that data? And that was the other question that I really asked my developers, like, guys, we have this data, but what good is it to me if I don't actually execute on this data? And how can I execute on this like immediately when I have a thought like I want to go to Boston, I want to find 15 loan officers in this zip code that are doing more than 20 units a year. And if I can find that in 10 seconds and start texting them, how easy is my life now?
Yeah. Yeah. It's simple.
It's simple.
Thank you. We might have found a spokesperson.
Bobby, you want to talk to Jody about how we're expanding our relationship?
Well, I mean, I thought when she used the word partnership, I thought that now we're going from dating into marriage life, right, Jeff?
So yeah, it sounds like it.
So InGenius has purchased the platform Simple, and so we're going to now have that as one of our products within our suite of products. So our data will be loaded into Simple, and we can now help you talent acquisition management, your recruiting. And it's been very powerful and proven for these guys. We've shown it to some people that are really good at this, like Dustin Block. We just thought it was too good of an opportunity for both of us. And so we're partnering. And the
Awesome.
announcement is made on your show.
The
So
nice thing,
that is the marriage happened here. So we'll document it. On July the 22nd, 5 years ago, I bought the farm that I'm sitting at now.
That's
So
funny.
that will be, you know, we'll know
We'll
that
always
this is
remember
the
this day,
date.
Jody.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
and Jody, I just want to add, I mean, the partnership with InGenius was not, we went through a lot of different data providers.
Mhm.
Because I mean, I'm not one of the, if you know me, I'm not one of the guys that brags a lot, but this was something that a lot of data providers wanted.
Mhm.
When they saw what
Yeah,
we were really doing,
yeah,
but we didn't trust other people with our baby, because it literally
yeah,
becomes your baby over a period of 5 years, right?
yeah.
And having Jeff and the friendship that we made, having friends that knew Jeff for several years, the kind of person he is, the kind of people that he surrounds himself with, just made that decision that much easier to make.
Yeah. And yeah, what I did not expect that at all. We refer to our vendors as preferred partners of the Mortgage Collaborative. So that was the partnership that I was talking about. But it's very exciting that we got to break the news here, and we'll make sure that we get some clips out to all of you to use. And I have seen the platform. It is simple. Fobby shared it with me so that I could experience it. And it really is simple to use and lead you into what action that you need to take next. So I'm impressed. So congratulations to both of you on that newfound relationship.
Yep.
Speaking of the InGenius team and good people, a while back I spoke to John Isquist, and he mentioned the lead generation tool that lets lenders see individual home estimated note rates across a geographic area. Fabi talked about the Boston area. You could actually see estimated these home buyers have X rate so that you can then market to them. Now, just within and that's not just your existing database, that's just the clients in a geographic area. So, Jeff, can you tell us a little more about that solution and has it gained traction in the market?
Yeah, so I mean, it's quite dynamic, and it's every recorded mortgage loan in the United States. The really cool part about it is the ability to slice and dice that data, right? So you can go, okay, I want to go into the greater Boston area, or any location you want, neighborhood, whatever, down to the census tract, and you can say, I want every VA loan that's 90% loan to value or less at origination that's over 7% interest rate, right? You can get that particular and you get that list. And you can also go for CRA purposes. You can go into low to moderate income census tracts. You can go into majority minority census tracts, and you can find all the homeowners that are in those tracts and what their interest rates are. Down to the loan level, you can get all the data on it so that you can increase your presence in those particular census tracts if the data that we have against your peers indicates you should be doing that. So it's gained a lot of traction, particularly in the fair lending piece. And as rates decline, we've got, people are like waiting with bated breath. So in 2030, when that happens, we're ready. We are ready in 2030.
So we heard the news about the merger of the two companies, and now we've heard the interest rates aren't going down to 20 until 2030. So it's been
I
quite
don't
the
know. I
lively
figure if I
show.
put it out that far, I'll be happy when it happens, but I'm not waiting for it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, great point.
Hopefully we see relief before then.
Yeah, for sure.
So looking down the road, I think that, maybe you guys jumped the gun, but maybe you have some other surprises for me. But Fabi, looking down the road, what's the long-term vision for Simple and InGenius, and how do they work together to build in the future? So I think the cat's out of the bag, but maybe you can go deeper into that.
Well, I mean, I think so. Here's a couple of things, Jody. I mean, first and foremost, my position at AnnieMac as SVP, I literally gave this simple platform to InGenius, and I say gave, I don't mean to like I gave it away for free, right? Um, but I trusted them with it because I don't want to give up my position to AnnieMac. So I think that needs to be said, right? It's important to say that
Yep.
because that required me to have a lot of trust in the company that I was allowing to take over my simple platform,
Yeah.
and to do right by it. So that's number one. That's really important for me. I think there's always going to be innovation. There's always going to be changes that we see down the pike. I think me and Jeff have a very good relationship now where if I see something that I feel Simple could enhance, make better, little twist here, there to me, and this was something that Jeff really helped me on a year ago, Jody. I'm one of those perfectionists that never thinks it's perfect enough to release to public consumption, right? And I was always tweaking it always, and just get it out there. Just get it over with already, right? And I think
Like
you
Fabi,
need,
clearly you don't understand how software works.
I mean, so my background, Jody, is music, so I was a songwriter. And so until you have the perfect sound, you don't release it.
Yeah.
And so it was just like that, and just like, no, this is SaaS. This is totally different. Let it go. I mean,
Yeah.
so, but I do believe that there's going to be some innovations. There's things that we were already talking about between me and the developers on things that I want to enhance on as we, make this a little bit more robust. Especially partnering with InGenius gives us a lot more latitude to make certain changes that we've been wanting to make. And so I think I'm going to leave it up to their team, and they're going to run it really, and I'm going to kind of be in the backseat doing what I do best. So,
Yeah, I know that InGenius has been out there. They definitely have their finger on the pulse of the industry and what people are looking for when it comes to data and how to use the data. And they have a really smart team behind them that's able to take that feedback from lenders and from the industry and put it to use in real world application that, some of us being at a single lender aren't able to consume, but
mhm.
having the broad reach is definitely going to be, I see the advantage. And Jeff, you're constant, and this goes right into you're constantly gathering feedback from users and clients with all the input. How are you prioritizing the next steps? Because we know that that can be quite daunting.
For sure. And what I would tell you, and I think I said in the beginning, our focus was on accuracy, that if you make the data accurate, you're going to be more successful in the marketplace. And that was like a North Star. And we feel we've achieved that. And so now we're shifting from that to a certain degree. Accuracy is always going to be important, but we're shifting from that to UI, UX, and ease of use, and looking at the interface between and how to make it easier for the user on our product, right? And
Mhm.
so we're releasing next month InGenius 2.0, and it's going to be much faster. We've improved the speed. We put so many lines of data into our product that we had to completely rebuild it to allow it to draw from smaller bases of data so that it can be lightning fast. And that's where we're headed with it. And also drill down. So you do LO snapshot, it shows the LO, shows 6 years history of what they do, shows the realtor relationships they've done. You can click on the realtor, it goes into that realtor, shows what that realtor's done. So it's very comprehensive, and it's really interactive in terms of that. The next step is a native app, where you put it on your phone, and then you have native AI. And I say native because it's important. You're not just putting a layer on top, that it's something that really truly interacts with that application. And you're going to be able to voice request reports from InGenius. So no longer, typing in and stuff. You'll be able to do it by voice request. It's where it's going. And that's 2.1, 2.2. is going to be the ability then for AI to analyze that report. So let's say that you're in the Boston market for some reason. Let's promote that area. You're in the Boston area and you're looking at how you fare against your competitors in majority minority census tracts or low to moderate income census tracts. You ask for reports in that area on how you compare against your competitors, not your competitors, against your peers as defined by the regulators. And then AI is going to analyze that for you, tell you how you compare, where you compare, what you can do about it, and how you go about it. So that's the next level, and that's before the end of the year. So it's not way out there. This is a moving train that we are tracking very, very closely, working on today to be able to provide. And so if you don't start doing that type of activity with AI, you just you're going to be left behind quick. Everybody knows it. It's all around you now. You better get on that train, and we're on it really hard. Looking forward to it.
So, Jeff, I have a feeling that once this goes out on LinkedIn Live at 4 p.m. today, that there are going to be people wondering how to get a hold of you, because they're going to want to see the simple platform as well. So
Yeah.
who should people reach out to get a look at the product?
I mean, you can just go to our website, ingenious-data.com, and request a demo or a meeting, and we'll be right back to you. And
Okay.
look forward to that.
When is 2.0 done so that we can see the updated, faster version of InGenius?
Next month. We've
Okay.
already got half the modules are completed. And it's it's been fantastic to see how that it's like lightning fast, right?
Yeah.
Which is exciting. And so it's finishing up by the end of the month, and we're going to get it in front of some customers first, but in August it'll be launching, and we'll be reaching out to our current customers to switch them over.
So speaking of Boston, at our show on September the 14th through the 16th at the Fairmont Copley, you'll be able to see Jeff live, and maybe we can even get Fobby there.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe he needs to go. You've never been to Boston?
I've never been to Boston. For whatever reason, that city's never been on my target list. I don't know why.
You have multiple reasons to go now, just because it's a really cool city, and the TMC network will be there on September
The
the
idea
14th.
that you can go to the Cheers bar and have a party sponsored by InGenius and Total Expert. I mean, if that's not enough reason, I don't know what is, but I would certainly tell you that the show that TMC puts on is always engaging and very informative, and a lot of collaboration. They do a great job.
Awesome.
Thank you, Jeff. I didn't even have to pay you for that spot, so I appreciate it. So, well, guys, that's a wrap. It's been an incredible conversation full of surprises, and we truly appreciate your insights that you shared today. Huge thank you to InGenius for sponsoring the episode, and to Jeff and Fobby for sharing your expertise. And of course, a special shout out to all of our listeners. Your engagement helps us drive the industry forward. We'll be back next week. Can't believe I'm saying this. Tuesday, July the 29th, the last Tuesday in July at 2 p.m. Eastern, and for the TMC community, and then 4 p.m. on LinkedIn Live. If you've enjoyed today's conversation, imagine 3 full days. Join us in Boston. If you're not yet a member and want to attend, please reach out to me, and I will help share the advantages of the network and help you get registered for a conference. So until next time, cheers. Thank you for joining the show.
Cheers.
Thank you.